Are you going to start any business? Don't waste your time, money, and your energy in wrong industries. Today we're going to look hot 8 industries that make you money. Before we going to see, subscribe the channel. Number 8, Big Data.
It is a term used to describe a collection of data that is huge in volume and yet growing exponentially with time. In short, such data is so large and complex that none of the traditional data management tools are able to store it or process it efficiently. Big data is a field that treats ways to analyze, systematically extract information from, or otherwise deal with data sets. Big data helps the organizations to create new growth opportunities and entirely new categories of companies that can combine and analyze industry data. These companies have ample information about the products and services, buyers and suppliers, consumer preferences that can be captured and analyzed. Big data encompasses a wide range of analytics and data gathering strategies. Essentially, it's the ability to capture, store and analyze data on a mass scale to inform business decisions. It follows basic logic. The more you know about a problem or issue, the more reliable the solution. Number 7, Cannabis. The cannabis industry is composed of legal cultivators and producers, consumers, independent industrial standards bodies, ancillary products and services, regulators and researchers. The cannabis industry has been inhibited by regulatory restrictions for most of recent history, but the legal market has emerged rapidly as more governments legalize medical and adult use. Multiple trade associations have been incepted to cater to the emerging cannabis industry. In North America, the most prominent is the National Cannabis Industry Association, which is focused on advancing the interests of the legitimate and responsible cannabis industry. There are professional cannabis consultants that focus on licensing, real estate, cultivation management, and so on. Number 6, E-learning. E-learning refers to the use of electronic media and information and communication technologies in education. It replicates and supplements the process of classroom teaching in electronic form. Global e-learning market, which was over a $90 billion market last year, is the fastest growing market in the education sector. Indian e-learning industry is set to reach $1.29 billion by 2018, with the e-learning content market expected to grow at a CAGR of 18.4% from 2014 to 2018. Indian e-learning technology market is also growing, and the number of internet users in India crossing 200 million. E-learning industry can be said to be broadly comprising 4 components: content, management system and so on. E-learning industry can be said to be broadly comprising 4 components: content, management system. It is one of the most important growing industries in 2020. Number 5, Fintech. Fintech, a portmanteau of financial technology, is the application of new technological advancements to products and services in the financial industry. This industry is huge. According to CB Insights, there are 41 VC-backed fintech unicorns worth a combined $154.1 billion. It applies technology to improve financial activities. It is the new applications, processes, business models in the financial services industry, composed of one or more complementary financial services and provided as an end-to-end process via the internet. Within the financial services industry, some of the used technologies include artificial intelligence, big data, robotic process automation and blockchain.
Before going to look 5th industry, do subscribe the channel, give the thumbs up button. And let's move on.
Number 5. Esport industry. Esports is a form of sport competition using video games. Esports often takes the form of organized, multiplayer video game competitions. In 2020, the global esports market was valued at over $1 billion. According to the source's estimates, global esports market revenue will reach almost $1.6 billion in 2023. The esports industry is expected to grow rapidly in the coming years. Labeling video games as sports is a controversial point of debate. While some point to the growth and popularity of esports as justification for designating some games as sports, others contend that video games will never reach the status of true sports. However, popularity is not the only reason identified. In today's world, the demographics of gaming is changing from recreational to competitive. Due to this change, professional competitive gaming known as esport is real sport. A sport such as football and an esport such as Dota 2 both require the same kind of concentration, training, and competitiveness. So don't waste your time, it is a hottest industry. People nowadays addicted to video games, so use this opportunity wisely. Before we going to see fourth industry, subscribe the channel.
Not fourth, it is third industry.
Okay, let's move on. Number 3. Blockchain industry. Blockchain technology is most simply defined as a decentralized, distributed ledger that records the provenance of a digital asset. Blockchain technology is an open distributed ledger that can record transactions of two parties securely and efficiently. As it is distributed, blockchain is typically managed by a peer-to-peer network working simultaneously together to solve complex mathematical problems in order to validate new blocks. By spreading its operations across a network of computers, blockchain allows Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies to operate without the need for a central authority. This not only reduces risk, but also eliminates many of the processing and transaction fees. It is the future. The blocks and the contents within them are protected by powerful cryptography, which ensures that previous transactions within the network cannot be either forged or destroyed. In this way, blockchain technology allows a digital currency to maintain a trusted transaction network without relying on a central authority. Number 2. Electric cars. This is one of the most growing industries nowadays, where petrol and diesel are not going to exist forever according to me. It is hard to achieve success in this industry, but nothing is impossible. Tesla spends $0 on advertising, but it is the #1 car brand in 2020 because the power of social media. The electric vehicles market is projected to reach 26,951,318 units by 2030 from an estimated 3,269,671 units in 2019, at a CAGR of 21.1% during the forecast period. The base year for the report is 2018, and the forecast period is from 2019 to 2030. Electric car deployment has been growing rapidly over the past 10 years. Finally, we reached the #1 industry. It is also one of the most growing industries in today's world. You can get a large amount of wealth in this industry, but it is hard to make it perfect. The #1 industry is robotics. You can find many robots in healthcare industry, military, public safety industries, manufacturing industries, and the mining industries. Most robots today are used to do repetitive actions or jobs considered too dangerous for humans. Robots are also used in factories to build things like cars, candy bars, and electronics. Robots are now used in medicine, for military tactics, for finding objects underwater and to explore other planets. According to a Forrester report, robots will eliminate 6% of all jobs in the US by 2021. McKinsey's assessment is even more expansive. They believe that by 2030 1/3 of American jobs could become automated. Markets forecasts the industrial robotics market size, including the prices of peripherals, software, and system engineering, to grow from $48.7 billion in 2019 to $75.6 billion by 2024, at a compound annual growth rate of 9.2%. During the forecast period, robots and collaborative robots will dominate the future of automation in aiding the labor market. In 2017, collaborative robots began to overtake the robotic market. According to BI's research, by 2021, the collaborative robot market is expected to grow to approximately $2 billion and 150,000 units. Robotics technology influences every aspect of work and home. Robots going to replace human within few years. So make a perfect robot and sell it. Here I give some evil strategies to sell anything online. If this video helps you, subscribe the channel, and give the